this is the premise of why people negotiate. So if the value of what we're getting is actually smaller than the price, that's going to be much more difficult to get them to negotiate. But if the value is bigger or equal than the price, then we are driven to make a buying decision. Right? So if I tell you you can get a Porsche Carrera 911 for 100,000 dirham, brand new out of the factory. My cousin works, by the way, in Germany. Anybody wants one of those? 100,000? How many wants two? Okay? Good. All right, now, I was just kidding. You're not going to get it for 100,000, but the instinct that you have the value of a Porsche at maybe 300,000, 400,000, 100,000 is a bargain. You're probably not going to bargain on a $100,000 Porsche, on a 100,000 dirham Porsche. Am I right? He who has more options is more powerful in a negotiation. I walked out of the taxi. Sorry, I walked out of the airport of Dammam. Anybody's been to Dammam before? Do you know the wait that I'm talking about when you get to the airport and you want to go in and then you wait and you wait and you wait? You know, the worst I've waited was 3 hours to get my passport stamped. I mean, it's not fun. And then you go out, the guy that's supposed to pick you up isn't there anymore. And then you call the hotel, they say, okay, sir, take a taxi. But don't pay more than 130 riyals. I'm like, okay. I go outside, I ask the first guy, I say, taxi, he goes, yes. I say, I'm going to go to the Golden Tulip place in Lulu, the one in Khobar. He goes, yeah, 170 riyal. I said, 170 riyal, the hotel is telling me I can't pay more than 130. Oh, sorry, sir. Most I give you is 150. Man, 130? No, 150. I say, okay. And I look around. There's nobody else. There's nobody else. What do I do? I go back and say, okay, man, just take me to the hotel. I don't care. You know, if you have no options, and these guys are smart, pretty smart. The cost of gas over there is cheap. Okay, all it is the cost of time going back and forth. So they make a good killing out of it because people have no options at the gate. Not unlike in here. Here are two other basic ideas. The other two ideas is he who is in a hurry has the least power. He who is in a hurry has the least power. Have you ever had a customer give you a call and they're like desperate for your product or service? And you quoted them a price and they're like, okay. You had that happen to you before? Wouldn't you love that to happen all the time? Woo! That would make our life easier. But in reality, it's not like that. It's not like that. So he who is in a hurry has the least power. And I'll give you a little story about how my son Alex, the youngest, the Cha-Cha guy, okay, wanted to buy a PlayStation 3. Now, I wasn't going to buy it for him. He was going to buy that from his own pocket. He was going to you know, use his allowances to buy that. So I asked him, how much money you have? He goes, I have maybe 800. I said, how much it costs? He goes, 1,005. I said, okay, you need an extra, you know, 700 dirhams. He goes, well, can I borrow that? I said, no, Habibi, you have to, you know, you have to wait, okay? Or you can sell something that you have. He goes, what? I said, well, you know, your uncle just gave you an iPhone, and you just bought an iPod Touch. Don't they do the same function? He goes, ooh, yeah. So, well, you know, he goes, I said, well, you know, wouldn't it make sense if you can sell one of the two? Probably the iPod as opposed to the iPhone, because that can do both. He goes, wait, how can I sell? I said, well, you can go on to, what's that website here called? Dubizzle. Thank you very much. Dubizzle. So, we put an ad on Dubizzle. It was 11:30 p.m. He came back to me at 11:35 and said, anybody already wants to buy? I said, I didn't wait. It's not there yet. Sure enough, the next morning, we got 5 or 6 inquiries. Now, we had quoted a price. We knew what it would cost brand new. It was going to cost 900 dirhams. And he had used it for just a month. We had the receipt and the warranty. Everything is like in perfect condition. We said a good price would be about 700. I said 700 is a very square number. Let's make it 695. 695. So you put the 695 price, and some people were just coming back with us at proposals. I'll give you 400 dirhams for that. Delete. I'll give you 500 dirhams for that. Delete. I got someone saying, I'll give you 600 dirhams for that. I said, Alex, well, let's give this person a call. He wants 600, but probably we can push him up to where we would like it to be. He goes, can you do that? I said, well, let's try. Let's give it a shot. So we called the guy up and I said, okay, here is the, yeah, well, what would you like to know? The iPod has, in the box, it has the warranty, it has everything you want it to have. And the price is $695. He goes, sorry, I can get it cheaper, whatever. I said, please go ahead and get it somewhere else. But I can tell you, our iPad has this extra case that if you were to buy that separately, it's going to cost you an extra $35. It has this other, screen protector, which is going to cost you an additional. What am I doing here? I'm building what? Value. I'm building value. I said, for 700 dirhams, it's a great deal. And just to show you a sign of good faith, look, if you do it for 650, we can close the deal today. If not, I'm going to call the other people that have showed interest in it as well. He goes, no, I don't think I can do 650. I said, okay, perfect. If you change your mind, call me back before it's too late. Okay? Nice talking to you. And I hung up. What happened? About less than a minute later, he called back. He called back, he goes, okay, I'll take it for 650. When I told this to Alex, he had a big smile on his face. Together we put ourselves in the car, went down, made the exchange, and from there he went directly to the store and bought his PlayStation 3. So principle number one is the more you sell, the less you negotiate. I'll give you a little example. After one of my programs, by the way, the team of Horeca Trade is here. We have about 10 individuals from Horeca. Horeca is one of my customers in the food service business. And after one of the programs that I did like 2 years ago, one of your colleagues, his name is Fuad Zarka, he had a call from a client who called him up 2-3 months prior and did not want to buy the product that you guys were selling. So he called him the day after the training was completed. He called him up after the training was completed. And what happened was that Fuad decided to use some of the ideas, the selling ideas, that helped him to negotiate better with the client. So when he got an appointment, went to him, and then he asked him the first question out of Fuad's mouth was, Mr. Customer, I saw you 3 months ago, and you did not want to buy from me. What has changed from last 3 months until now? And the guy said, well, you know what, to be sincere with you, really we're not happy with the supplier that is giving us the products that we're buying them from. And he goes, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, every time I call the guy, he doesn't pick up his phone. And when he picks up his phone, he tells me, I have no stocks. And my boss is really upset at me because we're losing out on premium water sales in our outlet. And typically 20% of our customers spend a premium, buy the premium water, so they're losing out on sales. He goes, okay, I understand. Now I understand. Okay, yes, so we have the green and we have the white label, so which one should he say? So I'd like to have both. He goes, perfect. He goes, how much? He goes, well, this one costs 100 dirhams a case, the other one costs 80. I'm paraphrasing him here. Okay? And the guy said, 180? Wow, I can get it cheaper with the other supplier. Can't you give me a discount? And Fuad was quick on his feet to say, you know what, I'll match that price under 2 conditions. The guy said, yeah, you're going to match the price. So what are the conditions? He goes, number one, when you give me a call, I won't answer the phone. And when I answer the phone, I'll tell you I have no stocks. Because I will tell my company to sell the products to companies that are going to pay for the value of the product. So the guy said, okay, no problem, give it to me full price, because he knew the value of the product.